I've spread out our war engines throughout the army. I gave the Helipole a siege tower armed with a ballista to the Numidians. But Narhavas tells me that his men can't adjust their aim. I'd like you to go help them.
Hey, Spendius, we managed a great victory. We'll long remember the day where the mercenaries brought the Sacred Legion to its knees.
Spendius, my men need you. They don't understand how to use siege weapons. Climb to the top of the helipole and help them adjust their aim.
I was waiting for you, Spendius. Climb on the helipole and adjust the ballista installed on the platform. We need to hit the banner hanging from the enemy's ramparts with a flaming arrow. I'm counting on you.
So, Hamilcar has received full powers from the Senate. I'm glad to hear it. Tell the General that I hold his friendship in high esteem. His cause is my own, and I will follow his lead.
Hamilcar thinks highly of you, O Nar-Havas. He promises you his daughter's hand in marriage once the rebels have been crushed.
Salammbo. But rumor has it that she's in love with Matho.
Hamilcar will not let his policies be dictated by his daughter's feelings. You are the one she will marry. As for Matho, he will die for not having understood where his best interests lay.
I will be worthy of the esteem in which Hamilcar holds me. Has he decided on a plan of action?
Above all, he wishes for us to get rid of the slave Spendius, stealer of the Zainth. It is dangerous to allow such a serpent to live.
I guessed at Hamilcar's wishes. One of my men is already off to seal Spendius's fate.
Perfect. Let's move on to the second part of the plan. Hamilcar will make a move. He wants you to be ready to attack Matho on the flank, while he charges from the front. The effect of surprise must allow us a victory. There's only one question that remains to be answered. Are you absolutely certain of your men?
I speak for them. Follow me and we'll tell them that we're now fighting under the flag of Carthage.
Truly? Well, I'm glad to see you made out all right. I find that hard to believe, Spendius. I've always known Nar-Havas to be a loyal man. Salammbo is mine! Nar-Havas will never have her! I'll break that smelly jackal's spine! We must move quickly, Spendius. The Numidians' defection has left us weak, and we need reinforcements. I've heard that you have ties with the Eaters of Vile Things. Go find them, and persuade them to fight with us. Warn Authorite, and tell him to prepare for battle. Come back to see me once you've carried out my orders.
This is a dark day, Spendius. We saw 4 birds of prey battling in the sky. A cloud hid their battle, but we were able to hear their cries, and we saw feathers and blood fall to the earth. This omen has the entire army worried.
Don't go towards Carthage, Spendius. You'll be caught by the shots from our war machines. No. Go elsewhere, and see whether you might be of use.
No. I'm tired of this war. I don't need to take any orders from you. That's what happens to upstarts. You made enemies by wanting to rise above your station in life. Nar-Havas has gone over to the enemy? Well, I guess we really will have to wage war. Leave my tent. I need to prepare myself.
Welcome to our village. Oh, Spendius, skillful archer, killer of pigs, supplier of food, stealer of the Zainth, scourge of the Carthaginians, destroyer of the waterworks, and conqueror of Hannan.
We are glad that you captured Hannon. On the other hand, we haven't had a feast in a while, and our spirits are accordingly low. Destroying Carthage is a feat the glory for which must be yours. Destroy the city, and we will celebrate your victory by dancing on the ruins. We know not how to wage war on an empty stomach. Do you have any food for us? We don't feed ourselves with faraway hopes. What can you offer us this very minute? Grains and vegetables? Might as well eat fish bones. Those are just snacks, only good for preparing us for the main meal, Hannon himself. No, he doesn't look too mouth-watering, I'll grant you that. But once roasted and prepared, he would be a succulent meal. Try thinking about the fate the Carthaginians have reserved for you if they manage to capture you again. Done deal. In exchange for Hannon, we swear to follow you into battle. Gather the troops, sound the trumpets, and move forward! We will surprise Narhavas before he launches his attack!
Spendius and Matho are quicker than Narhavas. They come upon the Numidian army, leading the Gauls, Balears, Etruscans, and their pariah allies, and chase them into the backcountry. It was time. Already Hamilcar is leaving Carthage. Spendius and Matho turn around to face him, and attempt to catch him between them. Hamilcar immediately reacts. He sends some of his troops to fight Matho, while he marches towards Spendius with his elite soldiers. To the south, Matho is victorious, and pushes the enemy back into the city. To the north, Spendius is having problems. He quickly understands that he cannot hope to conquer, by normal means, one of the era's best generals. To save his army from being totally destroyed, the adventurer must retreat towards the Solitude Mountains. Alas, this happens to be the exact spot where Narhavas has regrouped his forces after his defeat. Like wolves heading off game, Hamilcar and Narhavas push the mercenaries into the Hatchet Mountain Pass. They block off any possible escape by throwing rocks from the tops of the cliffs. Spendius and his men are caught in the trap. The enemy is content to keep the high position, waiting for thirst and hunger to do the job.
It's your fault that we're trapped here, Spendius. Our time is limited, and all I hope is that you'll die before me. I want to see you let out your last breath like a burst bladder. There's nothing in this pass. Not one single thing that a human being could eat. Are you dreaming? The enemy is solidly camped out on the heights, and no matter what he does, Matho won't be able to dislodge them. Don't count on his help. Leave this sewer? The lack of sustenance has driven you crazy, Spendius. The men are too weak to move, and no longer have any faith in you. They won't obey you.
torn in half by Guzil and burnt by Moloch. I've listened to your wonderful words, Spendius, and now I'm reduced to chewing sandals. Give me something to eat. And I want fresh meat, not carrion or bits of leather or roots. Too bad. If you had chosen to be generous, I could have done likewise. I would give you images. Beautiful images that surely have magic powers.
Beware, unfortunate one. The cactus you've just picked up is no doubt poisonous. I've seen men writhing on the ground after having eaten such plants. Give me the cactus so I can have a closer look at it. No, in fact it wasn't. Having examined it, I can assure you that it was indeed edible. How petty. If the cactus had been harmful, you would have left it to me. But because it was good, you want it.
By Melkart, meat that is still warm. Thank you, Spendius. In exchange, take these precious images that I found in this room. You must be insane, Spendius. You have just opened a door leading to the world of the dead. If you want to visit the horrors of that underground world, go alone. No one will follow you.
Hey, comrades, quickly! It's time to relieve your fellow soldiers. Go take up your post in front of the general's tent.
Despite the ever-present danger, Spendius has a taste of victory. He has survived hardships, escaped the Hatchet Mountain Pass, disguised himself to successfully infiltrate the enemy camp, and is now spying on his enemies, Hamilcar and Narhavas. Listening to their conversation, he learns that Matho's army is camped out at the foot of the Solitude Mountains. It is thus close by, but, as could be expected, in a position where it cannot make any move. His service over, Spendius, pensive, moves away. Matho cannot risk an attack, unless a daring adventurer, having infiltrated the enemy camp, offers him an occasion not to be missed. Spendius starts a fire in the Mount's enclosure. The elephants destroy the camp, not unlike a raging tidal wave. The fire quickly moves from tent to tent. The night is filled with howls. From the plains, Matho can see the enemy camp burning. He seizes the opportunity and prepares to attack. Hamilcar dies, trampled by his elephants, while Narhavas flees. Left leaderless, the Carthaginians and their allies are quickly conquered. Matho finds Spendius amid the smoldering ruins of Hamilcar's camp. They free the survivors in the Hatchet Mountain Pass, then march on Carthage. A desperate Carthage turns to Moloch. Hundreds of victims are thrust into the Red God's flaming stomach. Satiated, the god grants the city supernatural help. The stone demons, perched on the ramparts and temples, come to life to fight the mercenaries. The city still has a few troops. It groups them behind the animated statues, and the army ventures out to wage its final combat. Among the mercenaries, Etruscans and Gauls decide to wage war attached to a bronze chain. This ensures that no one can turn back. Matho brandishes the zaïmph, standing in front of a troop of elephants stolen from the enemy. While he is in the front lines, Spendius is left with the task of positioning the troops against a Carthaginian army consisting of men and demons. At the mere sight of the demons, the pariahs quickly turn around. The Etruscans and Gauls, in the second line, are angry at seeing their allies behaving in such a cowardly manner. Furious, they tighten their ranks to prevent them from fleeing. Caught between the demons and the mercenary infantry, the pariahs are massacred. The advance of the demons is slightly hindered by the piled-up corpses. The civic infantry suffers huge losses, faced with the elephants led by Matho. Seeing the zaïmph held aloft by the enemy drains the Carthaginians of energy and accelerates their defeat. The zaïmph, emblem of Tanit, evokes the fury of the demons of Moloch. They turn towards the elephants that confront them, and a battle is soon raging. Neither of the adversaries take care to protect its flanks. Giving up ground, step by step, to the demons, the elephants seek refuge from their attackers' flaming breath in the nearby ocean. Powerful but stupid, the demons pursue their enemy into the ocean. The fire creatures are destroyed as soon as they enter into contact with the water. The annihilation of the demons breaks the Carthaginians' morale. The enemy camp is in total collapse. The mercenaries are victorious. Carthage has lost its last war. Abandoned by gods and men, the city falls to the mercenaries. Spendius savors his revenge. On the scales of destiny, his actions were heavier than all of the resources of a millennial city. Salammbo and Matho meet up in the city, amidst the pillagers. Glory be to Tanit, who inspires and governs the love of men.